What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So Friday is the day. The Avengers Twitter account tweeted what you can see on screen. Got any questions? Then submit them below and we'll answer some of them on Friday, October the 23rd. First up is Head of Studio Scott Amos. What would you like to ask him? And then things have got a little bit interesting with the questions, as Paul Tassi has also jumped onto this, which we're going to be talking about. But most importantly, I want to talk about something that I also feel the devs are failing to do at this moment in time, and I want to give my solution that I honestly think will help us all. So let's try and crush 8 likes and click that big red subscribe button below if you have not already. So first off, I want to start off with what Paul Tassi has basically done in an article on Forbes, because the questions that he's asked are actually some really solid ones, and fingers crossed the devs do actually acknowledge this. Now, I wanted to pick just some of them out to share with you guys to get your opinion on. So the first one is something we definitely need to know, which is, how are Hawkeye and Kate Bishop different? What's going on with these paired sorts of characters in general? What portion of their movesets or abilities will they share? And the second one is, what is the purpose of having 3 hub worlds? Are there plans to make these distinctive from one another in ways that other, than their basically visuals? And I think that is a very, very big key one. Again, we're going to be talking about this a bit more later on in the video. And the second to last one, which is a good one, it says, why are major artifacts not shared across characters, and why can minor artifacts not be transferred across characters? And I think this one is a very big one in terms of the importance, I guess you could say, and the frustration when it comes down to leveling up your characters, because to get to that 150 mark, you get to a certain level and it just becomes extremely difficult. So I think having transferable things like the artifacts would be, it'd be very, very helpful, definitely, without a doubt. But the final one is, will the game be getting anything resembling an actual roadmap at any point? A key part of live service games is knowing what's coming and when, but Avengers has had these nebulous surprise releases or surprise delays from the start, and no one really knows what the plan is. Now, the last question is what leads me on to what I feel they are failing at, and we still have to say, of course, all due respect to, the devs and the underlying work conditions, I guess you could say, and we understand that it's not easy whatsoever. But of course, we are now over a month of release, literally, and it's safe to say that the community, I guess the vast majority have been understanding, because again, a vast majority want this game to succeed. And as a YouTuber, as a content creator covering this game as well, I'm trying to, of course, just drive the positivity for the game, but a roadmap would honestly just change everyone's feelings. Like, literally, that one bit of information would just save them so much time, as devs as a whole, right? That one bit of information is what we need. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If this wasn't Avengers, unfortunately, it would be Anthem, okay? No one can disagree with me on this. You guys know I absolutely love this game, but we have to be, honest and keeping things real here. Like, if it wasn't for the characters, then it would be Anthem. The characters are the only thing that is saving this, which is good and bad in a way. So here's a few things that I feel would help us all as a community in terms of just enjoying the game and not feeling that like there's no reason to almost play the game, if you get what I mean. Because I still play the game consistently every single day, believe it or not only because I'm covering the game, but because I'm still trying to max out all my characters, okay, which I haven't done, sadly, which is also frustrating, so I'm still in the process of that. But here's a few things that I feel need to happen just because they do. So first of all, it's just, why don't the devs drop more teasers? So for example, the DLC that was delayed, right? Fair enough, everyone was understanding with it. I'd rather have a finished DLC than a half-finished DLC, which would only make things worse. But why can't we get a teaser for it, rather than just being told it's delayed? Why couldn't there be something like a new mini trailer for it, or something that it's just going to get people excited, right? And we're talking for Hawkeye as well, because again, Kate Bishop is a character that I guess a lot of people are looking forward to, but me personally, I'm not so bothered about that character. Without sounding harsh, like I said, I know everyone's got their character that they're looking forward to, but over Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, it's safe to say Hawkeye would be the most popular, right? But I think having a teaser of these future DLCs that we already know are happening in the game would kind of just keep, I guess the flavor for the game, right? It'll keep that flavor in people's mouths in terms of you've actually got something to look forward to, and you can go back and you can do an analysis for, you can find out some more information, and all in all, you know, the time that we're having to wait now and for that DLC to drop, it wouldn't feel like there's a big content drought for the game, because that's exactly, sadly, what we are experiencing. Tachyon Rifts were fun, but again, if you have to look at Tachyon Rifts on a bigger, perspective, it is indeed just the same missions with a timer. Yes, it's fun, I do enjoy it personally, but on the bigger, scale of things, it is exactly that. It's fun, but it's not new, if that makes sense. Now, the second thing is weekly community challenges that are actually relevant, so they have a relevancy. Now, an example of this, and to kind of elaborate more on this, to give you guys a better perspective, is photo mode. Being, for example, able to send in great pictures to the team, but instead of just making the blog, right, with your pictures, how about players can get rewarded with in-game credits to maybe purchase something like a skin? So you kind of get not real currency, but you get something in the game that you would actually have to purchase with real currency to kind of, jump ahead. But you get that by playing the game and taking good pictures. Again, it just gives players a reason to play. We know we can get these units, of course, by doing the challenge cards and so forth, which is really fair. If I have to be honest, it's fair. It's kind of like either pay for a lot of them or just simply do challenge cards, and I think that's fair. You can't argue with that at all. But we know photo mode is a great thing in this game, and it gets a lot of people playing the game, so why can't they have more relevancy to that, where you can get these rewards? Because they're already giving us these rewards for just being patient with the game, so it'd be good if they can, add something like this in, like a community challenge, whatever you want to call it. The second to last thing is seasonal events. Now, I'm not the only one when I say this. Everyone has been talking about Halloween, etc. Because apparently it was confirmed ages and ages ago that events, i.e. seasonal things, well, in terms of events, would be a thing. But considering the skin situation, I think this would just be a win. When it comes down to Halloween, why can't we get these skins? Why can't they be teasing content like that when it comes down to these seasonal things? Right now, there's like so many different ways to save this. You've got Halloween, you've then got Christmas, we've already got the DLC delays. I'm just talking in terms of content to add to the game. That would be one of them. The second, well, the last thing, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, the last thing that I feel is valid enough, right, is what Paul said regarding the hubs. There just needs to be a good reason for me to travel with, between these hubs, and with all the different ones that we're going to be getting, there needs to be a relevancy. Not because of Sydney now literally moving, which by the way is super annoying. Like, that's got to be the most frustrating thing for me at this moment in time. But besides that, why can't there just be something fun with them? Like, the new Substation Zero is great, but why can't there be something more distinctive with them, right? Something that makes you want to go to that base and actually do something there. Like at the beginning of the game when you're exploring that event, why can't there be something like that in these hubs that, in terms of like interactive content in that, certain scene, for instance? Again, leave your thoughts on that. Those are my 4 points. But guys, that's going to wrap up this video here. As always, subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.